Venezuela versus the United States. Tensions between Washington and Caracas have long revolved around issues like drug trafficking, oil nationalization, corruption, and authoritarian rule. Under a renewed Trump administration, the U.S. might increase pressure, sanctions, maritime blockades, or targeted counter-narcotics actions if Venezuela's government threatens regional stability or aligns militarily with adversaries such as Russia or Iran. A full-scale war is extremely unlikely, but limited military confrontation is conceivable under certain conditions. 1. Political and strategic objectives. United States goals: contain narcotics smuggling and illegal arms trafficking through the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico. Protect U.S. allies, Colombia, Brazil, Caribbean nations. Deter foreign influence, especially Russian, Chinese, or Iranian presence in the Western Hemisphere. Force regime behavior change or leadership isolation through limited strikes, not occupation. Venezuelan goals: defend sovereignty and portray any U.S. strike as imperial aggression. Rally domestic and regional support against perceived U.S. interference. Use asymmetric tactics, cyber, militia networks, irregular maritime operations, to impose political cost on Washington. 2. Realistic military dynamics. U.S. capabilities. The U.S. Southern Command, SOUTHCOM, and 4th Fleet oversee operations in Latin America and the Caribbean. U.S. air and naval power in the region far surpass Venezuela's, including carrier strike groups, stealth bombers, and long-range precision missiles. Drone, satellite, and cyber capabilities would give the U.S. near total intelligence superiority. Venezuelan capabilities. Venezuela maintains limited air defense, Russian S-300 systems, aging aircraft, and coastal missile batteries. Most ground forces are paramilitary or National Guard units, focused on internal control, not external defense. Logistics, readiness, and morale are weak due to economic collapse and years of sanctions. Bottom line, Venezuela could not sustain conventional warfare against the U.S. It would rely on asymmetric and proxy tactics. 3. Likely phases of conflict. Phase 1. Standoff and limited strikes. U.S. naval forces interdict Venezuelan-flagged vessels suspected of drug or weapons smuggling in international waters. Precision drone or cruise missile strikes target cartel-linked airfields, radar sites, or illicit trafficking hubs. Electronic warfare and cyber operations disable Venezuelan command networks. U.S. intelligence operations coordinate with Colombia and Brazil to limit cross-border flows. This phase aligns with existing U.S. counter-narcotics missions and would likely be the limit of direct military engagement. Phase 2. Regional escalation, if Caracas retaliates. If Venezuelan forces strike U.S. ships, drones, or regional allies, the U.S. could expand strikes on coastal and air defense assets. U.S. aircraft from bases in Puerto Rico, Curacao, and possibly Colombia could suppress defenses within days. Humanitarian corridors might be established for civilian protection and international legitimacy. No U.S. ground invasion is expected, politically costly, logistically unnecessary, and opposed by regional partners. Phase 3. Containment and regime pressure. Economic and information operations intensify to fracture regime control and support opposition movements. Naval presence continues enforcing embargoes or no-fly zones. Limited special operations, advisory or rescue missions could occur, but not a sustained ground campaign. Goal: weaken regime influence, not occupy territory. 4. Would the Trump administration risk a land war? Almost certainly not. The Trump doctrine emphasizes decisive but limited use of force, avoiding endless wars, maximizing domestic optics of strength while minimizing troop risk. So action would likely be maritime, aerial, and cyber, emphasizing drone and precision strikes on narcotics or militia targets, naval blockades under counter-narcotics or anti-terror legal framing. Possible covert assistance to neighboring nations or resistance groups rather than direct invasion. 5. Possible outcomes scenario description. Likelihood. Limited strikes and sanctions continue. U.S. targets smuggling routes. Venezuela retaliates rhetorically. Very high short maritime engagement. Naval confrontation or drone exchange in Caribbean. Moderate. Expanded proxy conflict. Venezuelan militias attack neighboring allies. U.S. responds via special ops. Low. Full ground invasion. U.S. occupies territory or seeks regime change. Very low. 6. Broader implications. Regional stability. Colombia and Brazil would likely side with the U.S. Cuba and Nicaragua might provide rhetorical or limited logistical support to Caracas. Energy markets. Oil prices could spike temporarily, but the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve offsets this. Global signaling. The operation would send a message to rivals that U.S. deterrence remains credible without committing large-scale forces. Conclusion. A real U.S.-Venezuela war would almost certainly remain limited, high-tech, and short-term, focused on air, sea, and cyber strikes rather than occupation. The Trump administration would seek to appear tough, punish illicit activity, and protect U.S. allies, without risking a long land campaign or domestic backlash.